So as a refresher, it would look, it's the same equation, but they do it 3 times. So for instance, we would get a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine a. Okay. All right, where lowercase a, b, and c are representing the sides. Cosine of a is equivalent to the angle of a, and we can use this either to find side a or to find angle a. Okay, and the next 2 equations are basically derivatives of this same equation. So essentially, b squared equals a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cosine b, and c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine c. Okay, do we remember this at all? Hopefully a little bit. Okay. All right, so do you guys, I'll read this and we'll come back to it. And there's a really similar question to this whenever we covered it in Algebra 2. Island A is 290 miles from Island B. Ship captain travels 330 miles from Island A, then finds that he's off course by 150 miles from Island B. I don't know what he was doing that he got that far off course. Anyway, what angle in degrees must he turn through to head for Island B? Round your answer to 2 decimal places. Hint, be careful to properly identify which angle is the turning angle. And that's a hint that's not given in the Algebra 2 portion, but I ended up finding out. Okay, so we're going to start off with drawing. He starts off from Island A, and he's hoping to get to Island B. It's a straight line from there to there. You wouldn't think it'd be that hard to get to. But he doesn't do that. Instead, he travels 330 miles this way. In fact, I think it says that it's 290 miles from Island A to Island B.
You just put another 330 miles.
Well, at a certain point when you realize you've gone 330 miles and you still haven't gotten to your island, you've gone 40 miles past where your island should have been, you know that you're off course. But in any case, all right, let's see, I'm trying to think. All right, let's see, he finds out, let's go back to it, get all the details. Yeah, he finds that he's 150 miles from Island B. So far, does all of this make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So our hint that they're giving us is basically saying that we're headed this direction. Does that make sense? So although we're going to use law of cosines to find this angle is the angle that is our turning angle. Okay?
Wait, okay.
Right? Because we're going this way, we're going to have to turn back this direction to get on course. Okay? But because this is a straight line, once we find angle C, we're just going to subtract it from 180. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. All right. Let's see. So let's go ahead and label our sides. So this is side A, this is side B, and this is side C. Okay, with me so far? Okay. Because we're looking for angle C, we're going to use that third equation. So we're going to use 290 squared equals the others. So 150 squared plus 330 squared minus 2 times 150 times 330 cosine of C, which we don't know obviously what that is yet. So from here, we're going to grab our graphing calculators. Okay. Let's see, I'm going to have you guys help me out. 290 squared. Actually, I have all this information here, so I'm going to go through it. 84,100. And then what I would do is you can do the 150 squared plus 330 squared together. So that should give you 131,400. But you can't do all of those operations together. You can do the negative 2 times 150 times 330 together, but you can't combine it with the 150 plus 330 squared because it's attached to the cosine C. Okay, you follow me? So you should get something like negative 99,000 cosine C. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to subtract 131,400 from 84,100. Which is fine because we're going to end up dividing by a negative anyway. Okay, that's going to end up with a positive number. Okay, 84,100 subtracting 131,400. I think comes out to like negative 47,300, something like that. Well, check for me. Did it come out? Okay, now we're going to divide negative 47,300 by negative 99,000. Okay, let's see. Yeah, 43 over 90. So 43 over 90 equals cosine C. So what we're going to do to actually find the angle is that we're going to, just so we see this all as one chain, inverse cosine 43 over 90. Okay, that's going to give me my degree. We'll take it to 2 decimal places.
61.46.
Okay, for some reason I had 0.45, but 0.46 is probably accurate. All right. So we're not going to turn 61.46 degrees, even if that was an option, okay? Because what did we need to do with it? Right, so subtract it from 180. Okay, so I should get 118.54 degrees. Turn hard to port. Imagine turn 118.54 degrees. Sing that to a pirate.
Yarr, you need to turn it 118 degrees.
That was pretty good. All right. So this is one of those rare occasions where we actually do, subtract it. In most cases, they're going to give you the part of the triangle. You're just trying to find the missing part. All right. All right. Let's see. Let's look at question number 2. I'll just read it off here. You guys are looking at it anyway. Given a triangle with B equals 3, C equals 9, and A equals 46, what is the length of side A? Round your answer to 2 decimal places. Okay, so you want to start off by drawing a triangle. It doesn't have to be anything super specific, but you need to label it. And I hope by now we understand how to label. Like if I label it like this, I know where my sides go, right? Okay, side A goes opposite angle A, side B goes opposite angle B, side C goes opposite angle C. All right, at this point I'm going to label. So B equals 3, C is 9, and A is 46 degrees. Okay, at this point we're going to use that first equation, which was A squared equals, okay, A squared equals 9 squared plus 3 squared minus 2 times 9 times 3 cosine 46. because I actually know what angle A is. Okay? Now, what's nice about this is that I can plug this all in my calculator in one shot. The only thing I have to do is first I need to make sure that I'm in degree mode. And then because I'm going to end up square rooting that answer to get just A, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to square root the whole thing right off the beginning. Okay, so I'm checking my mode. I'm good there. So I'm going to hit square root 9 squared plus 3 squared. You're probably right. I'm just going to, for the sake of the video, I'm going to finish this out. Okay. Okay. You got 7.25 or 24? Yep, 7.24 is our answer. So anytime I'm looking for this for a side length and I have my angle, it's actually, these are really easy to solve. Okay? Nice and easy. All right, number 3, solve the triangle given that side A is 19, B is 12, and C is 20. So this is going to get solved just like the very first one did, except we're not going to have to subtract anything from 180. Okay? So
like, how would we know that we need to subtract when it just...
basically, it's got to be one of those ship questions. Questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The rest of them, you're not going to do that. A, B, and C. A is 19. B is 12. C is 20. Okay, solve for... Okay, so solve the triangle, which means we have to solve all the missing parts, which means we have to find at least 2 angles, and then we can sum up the rest, right? So this one is a little bit... Yeah, go ahead.
Couldn't we... Oh, wait, no, we can't, because there's no angles there.
Yeah, there's no angles, so... Yeah, there's no angles doing. So I'm going to start off with A. So we have 19 squared equals 20 squared plus 12 squared minus 2 times 20 times 12 cosine A. Maybe it's an emergency. Back to this. All right, where are we at here? Let's see. So, kind of speed along here. We got 361. We've got 20 squared. What's that? 400 plus 144. So 544 minus 480. Okay. Subtract 544 from 361. You're going to get negative 183. Okay. Divide by negative 480. All right, what's that bring us to? 61 over 160? All right, so we're going to inverse cosine 61 over 160. Okay, let's make it 67.6. Okay, then we can go on to the next one. So,
Okay, from there, we do log cosine. Not log cosine, log sines, because we have one angle.
yeah, you probably could. We'll try it because I've got the answer sitting right here. So, yeah, if we want to do that, the only problem is that this is an estimate. So it's going to push our next one to probably be a little bit more on the estimatey side.
Okay.
Don't know how close it's going to end up being.
I actually know that'd be easier.
for sake of the video where you can't hear the other half of this conversation, the question is can we use the law of sines, which we're already familiar with? So if we were going to do that, we would do sine 67.6 over side A, which was 19, equals, we don't have another sine. Usually in those cases you have two angles. Here we don't have two angles. So I'm not sure that we can do that. So let's just continue using law of cosines for now. If that's all right with you, Dylan. All right, 12 squared equals 19 squared plus 20 squared minus 2 times 19 times 20. And this will be cosine B. And we're going to get 761 out of 19 squared plus 20 squared minus 760 cosine B. Okay. Subtract 761. You're going to get negative 617. Let's see, minus 760 cosine B. Divide. Okay, you should get 617 over 760. Evidently does not reduce. Okay, so inverse cosine of 617 over 760, what do you get? 35.7. Okay, at this point, I would say just simply add those two up. You should get, for C, should get 76.7 or something thereabouts. Is that pretty close to what you guys got? 35.7 plus 67.6 subtracted from 180. Okay. Okay, so that would be the longest type of question you'd have to do, is where you have all sides and no angles.
Okay. Is that one of those questions something to be? Here, I should know that.
Shouldn't be.
So like that won't be on the test.
No. Okay. Where does that bring us to? Number 4?
It's not that hard. It's just
Yeah, there's a lot of steps, but none of those steps are even that difficult. The only thing...
it's all calculated.
Yeah. Yep, all calculator work. Let's see, number 4. And this is one of those easy ones. I'm not even sure that I'm going to actually draw the picture here, because it says what is the length of angle A. So we know we're going to get A squared, which this is going to be one where we can plug the whole thing in our calculator at the same time, which is nice. So we have, in this one, we've got 3 squared plus 4 squared minus 2 times 3 times 4 cosine, and angle A is 114. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys work this one out. What'd you get? A equals 5.9. That is correct. All right, so that brings us to the end of law of cosines. The next thing we're going to look at is our lesson 82 stuff, which is exponential equations, which again aren't really that difficult. Okay, your first question says solve 5 to the x minus 4 equals 2 to the 2x plus 1. So I showed this to the other class just briefly the other day, that all our standard numbers, all numbers like, that we see on a normal basis are in log base 10. Okay? So what we don't see in front of that 5 is log base 10. Okay? So we can write that as log 5 to the x minus 4 equals log to the log 2 to the 2x plus 1. Okay, and what that allows me to do by putting that log in front of it is take the exponent and put it where? In front. Right? So I can write that as x minus 4 times log 5. Okay, equals 2x plus 1 times log 2. Okay? Now, I can punch log 5 into my calculator, right? And it's going to give me a decimal, okay, which is fine. We want that. I want the decimal. Okay, I get 0.6990. Is that not correct? 1, 5. Okay. It would round up to 0.6990 though. Okay. And then equals 2x plus 1. What's log 2? .30, we'll say 10. Okay, take everything to 4 decimal places. At this point, all we're doing is distributing. Okay, so 0.6990x. All right, and what is 0.6990 times negative 4? Negative 2.796. Okay. We're going to take 0.3010 times 2, which should be 0.602. Okay. X and plus 0.301. Okay, follow me so far. At this point, we're just solving for x like we normally would. Okay. 0.602 is smaller than 0.6990, so I'm going to subtract it across. And we're going to add 2.796, 2.301. Okay, we should wind up with something like 0.097x. Is that correct? Hopefully. And 0.301 plus 2.796, I got 3.097.
Yeah.
Okay. Divide 3.097 by 0.097.
31.
Okay. X equals 31.92. Okay. Is that, I mean, it looks like a lot of work, mainly because the handwriting, like one, I've got a whole bunch of pretty big gaps up there at the top.
Well, you gotta show all your works there. Like, you know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff you can do all together, and you don't have to show as many steps as I have up there. All right. So on your next one is 4 to the x minus 4 equals 5 to the 2x plus 3. I'm going to let you guys work that out on your own. Okay? And I'm going to hit stop on this video. I'm going to just stop the video. I'm just going to stop it.